Hi guys, how are you? My name is Martina and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to start a new series. We are in Brazil, we are in the city of São Paulo. We are going to start a new series showing you all about this beautiful city. The first episode is going to be dedicated to the history of São Paulo, and to do that we are here in the old city. The heart of the whole city is the Praça da Sé, which is the main square of the Sé neighborhood, Bairro da Sé.
Before we begin, I would like to make an aside and apologize for the fact that this video might be a little choppy. São Paulo is a large and modern city, but also very dangerous with a large number of homeless people. And the Praça da Sé itself is the hub where most of these people are actually living. I don't want to lump everyone together, but we kind of felt really unsafe. But anyway, that definitely didn't stop us from filming and show you guys all about the historical side of the modern São Paulo. Considered almost a synonym for the old center, the square is one of the best-known spaces in the city and was the scene of many important events in the history of Brazil. Originally known as Largo da Sé, the square developed from the construction during the colonial period of the main church, which was then replaced by the current Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption and St. Paul, informally known as Catedral da Sé. The construction of the tallest Gothic church in São Paulo began in 1913 and ended about 40 years later. The ground zero of the city of São Paulo is in front of the cathedral. It is made of marble and it represents the geographic heart of the city. It was designed with the intention of organizing a system. Therefore, it became the reference point in the numerical ordering of the mileage of roads that begin in the capital of São Paulo. Thus, the closer you are to the monument, the lower the number of houses on a street. The major cities that border São Paulo are represented on it. We have Santos, which is represented by a steamship, the state of Paraná with an evergreen tree, Mato Grosso with the bandeirantes, Goiás with an instrument used in mining, and obviously Minas Gerais with a mining equipment. And lastly, we also have Rio de Janeiro with a bananeira and Sugarloaf Mountain.
The second stop on our tour today, finding out the history of the city of São Paulo, is the Patio do Colegio. O Patio do Colegio is a historical, cultural and religious complex that belongs to the Society of Jesus, a religious order of Jesuits. Among all the skyscrapers here in São Paulo, you can find this little patio that takes you back to the colonial era. The Patio is the birthplace of what became one of the largest metropolises in the world, and obviously in Latin America. In 1554, 13 Jesuits founded a school on the plateau that would give rise to the Villa of São Paulo. In fact, the city of São Paulo takes its name from the fact that the first Mass was celebrated on the 25th of January, which is the day of St. Paulo. I'm gonna show you a little bit of what the patio looks like inside. O Patio do Colegio actually has two areas. The first one you can access it freely, and the second one you have to pay because it's kind of a museum. We're going to show you the first one now. So as we told you, this is also known as Casa de Anchieta, as it's the surname of the first Jesuit that found São Paulo. Let's go inside. It is really hot right now in São Paulo, so this, shadow area is really, really refreshing. It has different areas. This is the garden. It's free of access, so you can come whenever and just admire, what's in here. This is really interesting, I think, because it seems like that this is one of the, founding walls, right? It really looks like it. The garden inside here is really beautiful. There are tons of plants, and it's really refreshing. And it's nice to see all the white and blue windows. It's really, really cute, and I believe that it really takes you back to, to another time. Let's see what the statue is here. There isn't really a sign. Oh, Yeah, it is really what I was thinking about. It's a priest that it's evangelizing an indigenous girl. Actually, this is the São João de Anchieta that I was telling you about before. If you know a little bit about the history of Brazil, Jesuits play a very important role in it, as they were sent from the old world, from Portugal, in order to evangelize the indigenous tribes. And this is an example here. I know that the history about the Jesuits, about how the Brazil was founded, is a little bit controversial, and it might raise, different opinions, but we're actually just showing the history and how things went. We just got out the Patio do Colegio, and just right next to it, there is the first church. I don't know, I will have to document about it, but it seems like that this is the first church that I was telling you about, where the first Mass was celebrated. As there is a plaque here that tells you about exactly what I was telling you before, that the first Mass was celebrating on the 25th of January, the day of São Paulo here in Brazil. Hi guys, we just got to our second stop here in São Paulo, the Mercadão. The Mercadão, which is literally called like this by the Paulistas because it's literally so big. It's fruit market, let's just say that. We're really looking forward to go into that. I'm especially looking forward to try all these exotic fruits, and especially the lanche de mortadela. Let's go. We literally just stepped into the Mercadão and we are already just trying a bunch of fruits. That's really amazing.
Chancai, maracujá do sul. Olha essa, ó, lixia dourada, olho do dragão. Essa é uma delícia, tá? Essa é diferente. Olha que delícia. Que bagulho.
That's really delicious. I don't really know what this is because you can't really find this in Ireland. That's amazing. Now, one more fruit. This is a combination. Don't really know the name of it. It's a date and some strawberry. He says that it tastes like chocolate. Let's see. Oh my god, it really does. It really tastes like chocolate. So this is another combination. He says that it's pear and apple together.
How is
Really
it?
tastes like pear
Yeah.
and apple. Do you want to try?
Yeah.
Kiwi amarelo.
Kiwi?
It just keeps on coming.
Não, eu já tô de boa.
Homem, fica em paz, você não fez nem camisa de bolinha. Para com isso.
It just keeps on giving us fruits. Now, I have to tell you something, guys. This is really nice. The vendors are very nice to you. They give you all these fruits to try, but just don't feel pressure to buy anything because they kind of rise up the price for you. But in the end, it's all fun and games. It's not only fruits and vegetables, there are a lot of typical Brazilian things. Here you're seeing a little bit of molho, pimenta, which is like spicy sauces. And this is one of them, salami, some queijo, which is like cheese. And loads of nuts, like castanha, amendoim. You can see here that they're doing it just right now. Here it's really nice. I mean, you get to try a lot of stuff. You don't really have to pay, but they give it to you to try and taste the product. Here you can see a lot of coffees. You can see that most of the coffee is literally made in Brazil, Armazém de Minas. Just really, really nice. The smell of coffee is amazing. There are just different things here. You can see that it is a Spanish one. You get to try jamón, caña de lobo, And this is my favorite, just all the spicy sauces. It's finally lunchtime. We are here at the Mortadella Brazil. We are finally going to try the brazuca, the typical lunch here in São Paulo. It's a sandwich basically with pão francês, which is a typical bread here in Brazil. It comes with 300 grams of mortadella, bolognese italiana. It comes bacon, it comes cheddar cheese and some lettuce. The brazuca is finally here. Oh my god, really. It says that it comes with 300 grams of mortadella, some bacon and some cheddar cheese. Do you guys think that we'll be able to eat it?
How big is?
It's just larger than my face, literally. We just ordered one for both of us and we're going to drink it with a nice chopp de frango. The brazuca is gone already. But we were a little bit hungry still. So we're going to try bolinho de bacalhau, which is, I don't really know the name of the fish at the moment, so I'm just going to put it up on the screen. This seems like it's like a Portuguese dish, but we're going to try it here in Brazil. They serve it with a little bit of lime. Cheers!
Não, e tu? Também não. Jeito de rica, né não? Por quê? Ah, sei lá, pelo cabelo. Se for, qual o problema? Problema? Já viu rico namorar pobre?